I should tell you something before I begin. I died in 1987. What you are about to hear is David Adler's interpretation of what I would probably think and say in this new era of artificial intelligence. David has spent 50 years in the industry I helped build. I think he is pretty close, so let us proceed. I started at the University of Iowa decorating fraternity parties, not because I had a plan, because I needed the work and somebody asked me. The first one I did, I showed up with almost nothing. A few yards of fabric, some borrowed lights. I spent the afternoon moving things, changing the light, covering what did not need to be seen. And then the party started. I stayed in the corner and watched. Not the decorations, the people. The room changed what people did inside it. They stood differently. They talked more. They stayed longer. Two people who had been ignoring each other across a dining hall for a semester ended up talking for an hour because of where I put a lamp. I had not planned that, but I had created the conditions for it. That is the moment I understood what this work actually was. Not decoration, environment. The deliberate construction of conditions under which people become more themselves than they would have been otherwise. Then the war came, and I spent 4 years painting barracks. A barracks is a room designed to tell the people inside it that they are interchangeable. I painted hundreds of them and watched what happened to the men who lived in them. They performed their duties, but something in them went flat. The room had told them what they were worth, and the room had said, not much. I came back in 1946 knowing one thing with certainty. An undecorated space is not a neutral space. It is a message, and the message is indifference. I watch the way you build your events, and I see the same mistake repeated in ballroom after ballroom. You spend your budget on the speaker, the technology, the marketing, and then the room itself is whatever the venue provides, generic carpet, flat lighting, an entrance designed for freight, not for human beings who are about to decide in the first 90 seconds whether this gathering deserved their time. Their nervous systems register it before their conscious minds do. The body knows the difference between a room that was prepared for it and a room that was not. So before you sign a single contract, walk into the room and ask yourself one question. What does this room say to the person standing in it? There are only 3 answers. The first, you are being processed. Registration is a cue. The lighting is what the union crew set at the last show. Every signal is operational, not human. The second, someone spent money here. The staging is dramatic. The logo is everywhere. But the money went to spectacle, not to the person. People feel the difference between a room that is showing off and a room that is welcoming them. The third is the only one worth building toward. The room says, we were expecting you. The entrance tells you where to go without making you feel lost. The lighting is warm enough that you look good talking to a stranger. Nobody designed any single element to be noticed. They designed the whole environment to make the person inside feel, before a word is spoken, that someone was thinking about them before they arrived. That is the professional standard. The organizer who can answer that question honestly before the event opens is the organizer who builds gatherings people remember. The one who cannot keeps wondering why the energy never quite catches. I was never focused on being the biggest. I was focused on being the best. And the best means this. Every person who walks into a room you have built should feel that someone was expecting them. I learned that in a fraternity house in Iowa City when I was 19 years old. I never learned anything more important. The room is not the backdrop. The room is the first argument you make. Make it a good one.